Welcome back to part 19 of making the plywood tool chest. I am now going to get on the surface finishing. You'll see now the Japanese saws are fitted in. I'm halfway through just making a holder for the combination square just to fit in that corner. Other than that, the interior, it's got its removable tray here, removable tray there, so if you can take your marking out tools to your bench, your chisels to your bench, and then you've got your deeper tray underneath, and then you can put your planes and everything down the bottom. So the interior is pretty much, it might get a little bit of tinkering, but it's as is. So now we're going to look at surface finishing. So the first thing that I want to do is look at what surface finish options there are, and then we're going to get on to filling the screw or nail heads on the top of the lid. So I'm going to use Rubio Monocoat products for the tool chest. I'm going to use oil plus 2C for the interior, and I'm going to use the new Duragrit product in saddle black colour for the exterior. The Mark II tool chest, I finished the interior with oil plus 2C in pure, and that just brought the grain out really nicely on the beech ply and just gives some added protection, so that's great, and I use that on a lot of things. I use that on my bench tops and such like. And then the exterior was done with the Duragrit, the new product. That's in Rubio Monocoat green, and we're going to do this one in saddle black. It's actually an exterior product, but it's great to apply. It's got really intense, good colour, and it contains wood fibre which bond, and it's an oil finish. And again, it's one coat, it's monocoat. So that's only had one coat on it over all those plugs, screw heads and everything. It's tough, and it's designed for exterior use. So when you're in a workshop environment, which this could be in your shed, your garage, you're only going to be down to freezing in the winter, changes in humidity. Having an exterior finish isn't a bad thing. You've got other choices. You know, you can use milk paint, which is based on casein protein, more traditional. That old tool chest that's been going for 15 years was painted with some gloss paint from the now closed down Wilco's. It's had one, it's only been done once. It's had a few coats of grey gloss on it. It's got the odd chip on it, but it's held up well. But I just love this Duragrit. So this one's going to be done in black, so it's that traditional colour, and I need mine all to be different colours just so I know which toolkit goes in which one. So the first job is to fill over the top of these screw heads. I'm going to use Rubio Monocoat quick wood filler. Comes in powder form. Mix it with water, and it goes off really quickly. It contains, again, cellulose fibres, so that's what the Rubio finishes bond with. So it's totally compatible. In some ways it doesn't really matter what colour you pick because you're going over with such a nice intense colour finish, but you might as well go for similar to the plywood. So they do a light, a medium and a dark, so I'll probably go for a medium or a light, and I'm going to mix it up, fill those, leave them to dry, sand them off. The plugs and everything that we did are already done, and then I can start masking off and getting ready to apply the finishes. So I've mixed up the light colour because it's most similar to the beech, and it'll also give you an opportunity to see how good the coverage is of the Duragrit saddle black that I put over the top of it. So I've mixed it up and I'm ready to go. So I'm going to start filling these holes now. So again, get that down into there, and then you just want to, just in case as it dries out, if it just sinks a little bit. It's pretty good, this filler, I have to say, and really, as long as you're not doing too big of fills, it's sort of sandable. It was recommended to be sandable in 2 hours, but when I've been pushed, I've sanded it much quicker than that, and it's been absolutely fine. But I'd always go by what's recommended. So I'm going to work my way around the rest of those now. That's all those filled, and I've gone round and just checked any gaps in any joints, you'll always get pockets in plywood these days where there's little gaps where it's sort of delaminated, or so I've just gone round anywhere that I can see, popped a bit of filler in while I got it mixed. I'll give that a little while to dry, and then we'll get it sanded. While that's drying, actually what you can do is, we need a line for where the paint stops. I don't paint all the way to the top because they're such a nice fit. You're just adding extra thickness to it. So with the lid firmly shut, run a pencil line around. Then when we lift it open, we've then got a pencil line that we can mask with some decorator's tape, frog tape. We can put on the upper part, mask all the way around. Then we've got our line so that we can paint the bottom part of the carcass. So I'm going to run that pencil line around there while I've got the chance, and that's the job done. And just something to mention, there's pros and cons of painting the interior first or the exterior first, particularly with like Rubia Monocoat, because it only bonds once. If you've already done your interior and then you happen to touch it with your fingers while you were doing the exterior, because you'll have to do part of that with the lid open, you can wipe it off easier. But it swings and roundabouts, and so long as you're careful, you can do it in stages. Do the bottom part of the carcass first, then you can close the lid, and I normally put a stick in there just so that it's holding the lid open a little bit, and then paint the lid, let the whole of the exterior dry, and then I'll probably go for the interior second, because I do want to have a fiddle around with that combination square in the corner. So I'll probably go exterior first. Ready to start painting. I've sanded down the filler in the top. I've put the decorator's tape around the top. That's what I'm going to paint up to. So I'm going to do the base first. I've just put a piece of MDF inside just to hold the lid open so I can just get the base done. I might do a little bit of the lid on the back, but it's as easy if you've got other jobs to do it in 2 lots. So I'm going to get that started now. Saddle black, I'm just going to give it a mix. So I was painting around, it's drying quite quickly, so it's taking a bit of a risk painting the top while you've got it open in case you get any splatter on. I could put some paper over there, but I'm on a roll. So I've done all around, and I've done all around the lid, and I'm just going to do the top of the lid now. And apart from a few little areas that I can't get at the minute, I will paint the rest tomorrow. Okay, so that's as much as I can do now. Obviously I took the handles off the end, I've painted all around the lower carcass, and I've actually painted all around the lid and the back as well. The only bit I can't get done is the underneath of the lid, because I want to open that and be careful not to get any on the inside. So that will do for now. Nice and clean. I'm just going to touch up the underside of the lid now. I've just masked off the inside, and I'll just carefully do that bit, and that's all the painting done. That's it. So I've masked the inside of the lid and then just carefully painted the bottom edge. I covered it over with some protection just in case I dripped into the interior. So the carcass, I did the other part yesterday, so that little bit that I've just done, that'll be fine until tomorrow. And then I can just close it up, have a check over it, make sure I've not missed anywhere, and then I can start on the interior, which I've had a change of heart of. Instead of going with the same as the other one, which is the pure, I'm going to go with one of the whiter colours, just for some contrast against the black and just for something different, so that people can look at the different ones and see which ones they prefer. So I might go with cotton white or white 5% or one of the other Rubio white colours. Right, I'm loving that contrast between the interior and the black outside. So I'm going to do something different inside. So I'm going to let you guys pick. I've done a sample piece of beech there, That's finished in natural. That's finished in mist 5%. That one, if I want to really go for the whiter interior, that's cotton white, and the bottom one is pure, which I was going to use and is in the other tool chest. That's oak. It's a real small scrap, I know, but that's exactly the same. That's got natural, and then it's got the mist, and then the cotton white, which really pops on the oak, and then pure at the bottom. But I want to use one for the whole thing to make it easier. So I could go white, really contrast with the black, and it'll be something a bit different. So put your comments in below. What do you think? I might do a little vote on Instagram as well and add the two together. Natural, mist 5%, cotton white, or pure. No, we're not having pure in the vote. It's just out of those three. Let me know what you think, and that's what I'll go for. So I'm going to wrap it up at that, and I'm going to come back and do the interior in part 20, and then some little snagging bits and pieces, and then that'll be all finished. So it'll be pop the handles back on the end, peel the tape off the lid, touch up any bits that need touching up, do the interior with whatever colour gets voted for from the Rubio range. Thank you. I'll see you in part 20. Thanks for watching.